Alright, so I'm back for another Unstoppable recap. So welcome back. Yeah. Now, I'm going to jump right into it. This one right here is a young lady talking about how she, got introduced to this guy in a Jamaica who say him have him own business and thing. And, after a short time talking and communicating with each other, she generated a little bit of like for him and stuff. So she wanted to meet him in person. So she invited him over to the US. He came over. Everything seemed okay at first and all of that. Because he seemed like a nice person. But then she get to find out, say, yo, my boy kinda insecure because certain things him start to act up on, and all of this happen while he's on a visit, Yeah. Anyway, it led into a full-fledged relationship, and it was kind of alright up until she get to realize, say, one boy even go as far as to clone her phone. And then she found some disturbing things on one of his personal devices. Viewers, take a listen to what was shared in this one.
My story is actually started from a friend that I have in New York. Um, we have never met in person, but at this moment we have met. But before this, we have never met in person, and he's a person that always introduces me to anything that he's doing. He would normally say, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna buy a car. I think you should buy one." Or I'm gonna buy a fridge. I think you should buy one. He's always encouraging me. Um, I reached the point where he got he got married, and he said to me, you should get married too. At the time, actually, I was divorced. I'm divorced for 4 years now, and I didn't feel the need to indulge in any relationship. And during the 4 years, yes, I have dated, but it didn't last long. So I decided to give myself a break. So by this time, we work outdoors. So we talk every day. We're like good friends. We talk every day. Um, on a particular day, he called me and said, "Hey, you know what? My brother just called me up, and said, you have somebody you think that you two could kick it off." At the time, I wasn't feeling it, but I said, okay, because he kept pressuring me and said, "No, man, at least try, see where it go." So I said, okay, fine. He exchanged, I gave him my number to give the young man, and he said, I need a picture, so you need to see what he's looking at. So I said, all right, fine. So I gave him a picture. I gave my phone number, said for well, he had my number, so he just forwarded both of them. Then brother called him and said, I think he's feeling what he's seeing. So I think, it's just only fear. So when he called me back, he said, "Hey, um, here's his number. You should give him a call right now and see where it goes." I said, all right, fine, but I'm not ready yet to call. And he was pressuring me like, "No, man, call right now, call no." I kind of want to hear how this goes because he's like that. So I said, all right, fine, just to please him. I called the young man. He said to me, "I'm actually at work. Can I call you when I get off?" I said, fine, that's fine. And in the afternoon now, we began talking, and talking became 2 weeks and eventually became a month. But during this time we were talking, I get to realize he said he has a business. He's a mechanic and he has a business in Jamaica. And by the way, I'm actually in the States and he is in Jamaica. So he said he has a business and he also have a child, and he talks a lot about his mother and his sisters. And he said his father was not in his life. So I said, all right, I understand the struggles. So I began liking this young man. So we have been talking for a little bit. But one thing I noticed when we started doing video call, he started anytime he reach home, he would say, "Babes, I reach home, I call you back." And then he would get out the car and go in the house and then call me back. But what I was doing is when I reach home, I just sit on the video and step out of my car, walk in the yard, step in the house. So he's seeing everything that I'm doing while I'm heading to my house. But on the other hand, on the other end, I'm not seeing, what he's doing when he's leaving from his car to the house. So I say, you know what, I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna when I reach home, just start giving my story and tell him, say, babes, I'll call you back when I get inside. I need to see my surroundings. I don't, wanna check. And he would be fine with that. Anyways, um, leave from that now and reach to the point where I said, how about you coming to the US to visit me? How you feel about that? He said, babes, for me alone, I did a long time, but me no want to rush things. Me I wait for you to tell me, when me can come. So me say, all right, since your birthday is in January and my birthday is in December, how about you stay in 2 months? And this was actually, we talked in October, and then this was in November now. So not November. I was asking him to come up in November. So he was gonna spend a part of November, all of December, and then January he would return back to Jamaica. So I said to him, all right, I'm gonna see if I can find a flight for you. Eventually, when I look, I realized there was nothing from Kingston to where I'm staying at. So I said, how about you go to Montego Bay and come here? He said it don't matter to him. It'll take one of the bus. I don't remember the name of it, but they take one of those bus from Kingston to Montego Bay. So from there, um, gather some stuff for me, some food stuff, and whatever I ask him to purchase, he get them too. Then now when he came here, he was supposed to land 5. He did land exactly the time when he was supposed to, but he didn't come out of the immigration office until like 2 hours. I started getting frustrated because at this time I was like, what's taking him so long? Everybody been coming out. I can see that the flight was there, and I keep watching the numbers to see, and I ask people around, if people from Jamaica be coming out, and they say, yeah, people are still inside. It's just immigration having them, talking with them. Eventually, when me see him, I was so happy. I run go hug him up, but I could tell, he had a little tension in his face that he was not happy. So I said, what happened? He said to me, why, babes? Me reach to the point where me ready to tell these people to put my back on a plane back to Jamaica, because this is ridiculous. I'm not a thief. I'm nobody. I always travel, and I don't know why these people have me up in there asking me all these questions. So I said, what kind of question they asking you? He said, babes, so them all go through my phone and look on your picture. I said, well, me know you're from, what kind of job you do? Me said, I mean, that's the procedure, I would assume. He said, yeah, but me not like them things because me not thief, me's a hardworking man. I said, all right then. Um, this time now, he said to me, here what? I need to call my mom and tell my mom that I'm here because I never tell anybody that I'm leaving from Jamaica. I said, why you would I leave Jamaica and not tell nobody? At least your mom, cause you always talk about her. He said, well, she's there, but I didn't really say anything to her because I like do my thing, and when I reach, then me make people know me, because you know how Jamaica is. So I said, "Alright, that's fine. You can use my phone and call her." He said, "No, man, I have minutes on my phone. So when we get to the car, can make a call." So we walked to the car. When he got inside, he took up the phone and he said he's gonna call the mom. So by the time he could dial the number, the phone rang. He said, "You know this US number?" So I look at the phone. I said, "No, I'm not familiar with that number." He said, "Then who could have called me? I'm just land here." So then he said to him, say, answer the call. Here who it is. So when he answered, it was actually immigration officer calling him and say, he needed his tax ID for his business. So he was searching around to get it, and then the call got cut off. Then he looked at me and he said, "This is strange. I never gave them this number when I land. I gave them this other number." So I said, "Have you ever traveled anywhere else and used that number?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Probably that's what happened. Maybe when you landed in another airport in Florida, you probably put that number down and it's there in the system." He said, "Okay, nothing of it." So we left. I took him home, but before I get him something to eat. Then we came home. I showed him where I live at, and he liked it. So I said to him, "You kind of come in the heart of winter, so we're gonna have to shop and get you some warm clothes." But I said I kind of take the initiative, and I got you some warm night clothes for you to sleep in. And he liked it. He said, "Boy, babes, no woman never really do this to me yet." But I said, "Well, me feel good, so me can do it." And him smile and hug me and say, "Boy, you're the best woman for me." Anyways, night passed and gone. We in a week now, and he decided he was gonna visit we decided we're gonna visit the guy in New York that introduced me to him because I've never met him in person. Before we went to New York, we decided to go to a restaurant here where I live at. And before I before I put you in the restaurant, I want to give you the short story about this person that actually came up to us, so you don't get lost. This young man, I was walking on the mall, and he just saw me out of the blue, trying to reach out to me. And when he came up to me, he said, "Hey, I've been trying to reach out to you for the most while." I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, I saw you coming in and I was trying to." I said, "Okay." I said, "What happened?" He said, "Well, I really liked you and I wanted to talk with you or see if we could exchange numbers since you're shopping. I don't want to interrupt your shopping." So I said, "Fine, that's okay." So I gave him my number, and he said, "You're from Jamaica, I like your accent." I said, "Thanks." And I said, "Yes, I'm from Jamaica." And he explained to me that his mom is from Jamaica and his dad is here.
All
So
right,
I said, "Okay."
let me
I
ask you a
say, "I guess
question.
you're familiar with the."
Let me ask you a question before you continue, because I'm quite sure all the viewers wondering this right now too. Why would
Okay.
you give a random person that walks up and just because the person says that they like you, isn't at this time isn't this person that you're talking about there with you?
No, no. So that's why I said to you, we're going to a restaurant, but before we enter the restaurant, I want to give you a short story about this young man
Okay,
before
so this is
I bring
before.
you in the restaurant.
Okay, so this is before homeboy come up.
Yes, this
Okay,
was the yes,
okay, all right, cool. Continue.
bro. hmm So this young man met me on the mall and we exchanged numbers. But when he was leaving, he had kind of explained to me that his background is from Jamaica and parts of the United States. So when he was leaving, he said, "Let me give you a hug, just kind of say goodbye." So when I lead towards him, I kind of smell his breath, and I just didn't think much of it, but I said okay. He called me and we talked a little bit, and he said he feeling my accent and my vibe, my whole vibe. So I said fine. He said, "Can we go out again and meet somewhere, anywhere of your choice?" I said fine, and we met at the mall again because I felt safe at the mall. I don't know him from nowhere. So I said, "Let's meet at the mall." And while we're sitting there in the mall, in the food court area, he started talking to me, and while talking to me, I could smell his breath from across the table. So, I didn't feel too good about it, and I didn't know how to say anything to him. And, as usual, when we're gonna go part ways, he want a hug. And this time he brave enough. He said, "Can I get a chups on the jaw?" And I said, "No, not today, another time." And he kind of said, "Okay, no problem. I hope to see you again." I said, "Sure," but you know, anyways, he left. I called one of my friend and I explained the situation to him, and he said, "If you like him like that, all you need to do is just tell him, and he will probably tell you if you have a problem or something that can be fixed." For me, I don't feel comfortable kind of indulging, but it's not somebody I was thinking to date. But I said, okay, what the hell? What is gonna cost me to tell him? I went ahead and I sent him a text message because he texted me the morning and he said, "Hey, beautiful." And I said, "There you go now. This beautiful text and my text now behind it saying, oh, I think something you have gingivitis or you have
Oh
periodontal,
God.
something's going on, you know?" So send him the text, but I was very polite because I didn't want to upset him. But unfortunately, the text that I sent him, it upset him and kind of tell me about my parts and then tell me how much his baby mama told him about it and he floss a lot, and you just have to know that some people in life have faults
But
and that's
why?
his fault.
But he should not tell you about your parts because you're trying to help him though.
That's kind of why I didn't want to tell him in person because I wasn't sure how he was gonna react.
Okay.
And he didn't dig it very well when I sent him the text message, and I was kind of happy that I did it over the phone because it probably would have tell me how much strings met me up. From that text, I decided I wasn't gonna talk to him anymore. And he kept on texting, "Hey, beautiful." Even though I sent him that and he tell me about my parts, him still a text me. I say, "Hey, beautiful." And me text him, but me kind of ignore him. Like me text, all right. He would text me like today, and I don't respond until tomorrow. And with that, him kind of get the drift that I didn't really care for him. So eventually, he stopped texting me. All right, back to the guy now in Jamaica. Me and him went to the restaurant now. We went to a buffet restaurant. And while I was in the restaurant, I swear I see this guy. I swear I see him. But for some reason, when I looked around,
Oh,
I
that
didn't
miss.
see him at all.
Oh, that Mr. Bad Bread.
This was the same guy that I'm talking about
Mr.
from the mall.
Mr. Bad Bread.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So everybody on the keep up.
Yeah.
She swear that she saw Mr. Bad Bread when she got there with the guy from Jamaica. All right. Let's get continue.
Okay. So, me look around because me no want buck up on him and me just have my new people them here. I don't want to send a wrong signal. After I got my food, when I came back to seat, my friend was already sitting down with his plate. Then by the time I dip down into my food, I see a shadow came over both of us. And me look up, but I look up with this, like, what the hell are you doing here? Anyways, he came by and he said, I just wanted to see who the lucky guy is. And he looked at my friend and then he just walked away. So my friend now look at me and be like, who is he? So I start giving him the story, because I didn't tell him at first because I thought it wasn't necessary to. So I start telling him the story and he was like, you sure you and this man in a nothing beyond what you just explained? And I said, I swear, I can even show you the text message, I swear. Anyways, he was eating, but he became silent, didn't ask any questions. When we got in the car, he started asking me more questions. Like he started saying, man, come pull up on me like that. And me there Jamaica, I would have a gun on my side. And me I say, hey, we there one place where you don't need that. Like we're in a restaurant. I'm not saying stuff like that can happen, but he's not gonna do that. He have no reason for do that. So him I say, but me not like how the man just come pull up at talk about him want to see who the lucky man is. What you mean? So I calm him down as much because I was driving home. Calm him down. This is when my Jamaican friend started searching my phone to the point of cloning my phone. Just bear that in mind. But I did not know. All right. So by this time now, I start to get up because Thanksgiving is around the corner and I want my family to meet my friend. I want to kind of get that out the way and everybody know him. But I decided I was going to do it on Thanksgiving. My mother just called me out of the blue. No, my mother don't like nobody that I talk to. I've only introduced two young men to my mother, and the first one was my son's father, and the second one was my ex-husband. Um, I think I cleared that up that I was divorced for 4 years. Yes. So and my mother didn't take into none of them. My mother always make men feel like I'm 6 years old and they're like 30 years old trying to come to our daughter. That's how she kind of like what you're trying to do with my daughter. She's trying to make me look like I don't have sins too. So by this time my mom ended up meeting him. She liked him and she called me and said, mommy over here telling because she have a decorating business. So she wanted help that day and I said, I just volunteer. I said, let me ask him if he would help you with whatever and call him and he said, yeah, no problem. So I said, okay, get it out the way and meet my mom. My mom liked him, start tell everybody, oh, that's my son. That's my son. He got excited and said, say mommy really like me. She had tell people say boy me is our son. So with this time now we decided we're gonna visit the guy in New York and bring some goodies for him. So this is when I actually met the guy in New York. But on the way to New York, my friend now, we've been chit-chatting going to New York because New York was like 3 hours away from where I am. And on the way, my friend called to kind of give me directions as to where to go. But all this time he was calling the guy's phone beside me. I want to probably give the guy name as probably give him Jay, so I don't say the guy all the time. So the guy in New York called Jay, which is my friend from Jamaica, and been kind of give him directions, and he passed it on to me. We've been using the car navigation, but once we get in the town, he kind of wanted to cut out some spots. Anyways, this time around he called me because my friend is a type where when he called me, first thing he say, "Wow, some people have money yard now." Him always run some little joke, but me get the feeling that my friend would not take that joke, good. So I decided I was gonna answer the phone. When he called the car, he sees that my friend was calling, so I decided to answer the call on my cell phone instead of the car because I didn't want him to hear the conversation. Cause I know once I answer the first thing, I'm gonna say, "Well, some people and them man the boat, I always come with something." So I decided to answer through the phone. Me tell him where I was and him gave me the direction. My friend beside me turned and said, "Hey, um, so why is it that you answer the call on your phone?" So I said, "Because, me explain the same thing. I didn't want you to feel offended if him say something like, you know, out of the way." Him say, "Boy, that sound like me and this man did in a something and me no want hear." So I said, "No, it's nothing like that." And I said, "Then you don't really feel say me I left take you from Jamaica and know say me and this man in a business. And matter of fact, why would he introduce me to you if me and him in a business? That makes sense." But I didn't really take it as anything. It did at the time, but because he kind of went over proportion, being questionable about it. To Well, I'm gonna jump, but to the point where he actually called my friend brother in Jamaica, asking the brother if something was going on between me and the guy in New York. And the brother was like, "No. And why would you think I would hook you up with my brother girlfriend?" And said, "Oh, because she never answered the phone while I was there and me just kind of curious." All right. So by this time we met the friend in New York, and I get acquainted, and he was like, "Can you imagine? They have to make a man come all the way from Jamaica for me meet you." And we laugh about it, hug, and we went our separate ways. Anyways, by Thanksgiving, he met my family. Everybody was like, "Oh, we're so happy for you. It's about time, man." And all said and done, everybody loved him because he's a very jovial person. And everybody kind of catch on or gravitate to his laughter and the way he just lights up a room. All right, so we're done with Thanksgiving now. Black Friday, it was the same day. It was Black Friday, and we went to Walmart because he said he was gonna give away his computer to his cousin in Jamaica for his birthday. So I said to him, "Well, since you're gonna give away a computer, you're probably gonna need one to use. So it's Black Friday, we can just go and get you one there because I need a TV." He said, "All right, babes." When we went there now and I took out the TV, I said, "All right, your computer's around the corner right there. You could probably just grab one." He said, "No, I'm not ready yet for buy one. So I said, "But it's gonna be expensive when you're ready." He said, "No, man, don't worry yourself, man. I'm not ready yet, and I'm not when me a rush you buy." So I said, "All right, fine." By the time we come home and we driving into Christmas, which is December now. I'm call it cousin. Cousin, appreciate the laptop and so happy feet. And me hear him start make little speech. I said, "Boy, babes, say me give away my post, and me give away my bird, and me give away my dog." So me say, "Then who nobody not give away them something there? Cause me not give away my post." And he must say, "No, man, that's something me do all the time. All the time me do them something there, all the time." And then him take up phone now, call him mother. Because he likes to do that. He like to prove a point, but he like to call people to prove the point. And him call him mother and say, "Mommy, me not always, when me I go now, me not tell nobody." And him mother say yes, but she say yes like she a try to figure out what's what. And he must say, "Mommy, don't it whenever me give away my animal or me give away any little stuff I have in the house. Me not always do that all the time." And him mother they say, "Yes, but why you call me and ask me these questions?" He said, "No worry yourself, mommy, call you back." Anyways, he hang up. Then him said to me, say, "Babes, me have something for sure, but you hurt my heart." So me say, "Why? What happened? Why hurt your heart?" Him take out him phone and him show me one big house in Jamaica. It's unfinished, but I could hear his voice in the background talking because he did a video. And he said, "Babes, you see that house here? My house. So me say, "Things looking up for you." He said, "Yeah, man, at my house." But send him give me one story about his uncle. He bought the house. He bought the land, but when he bought the land, he bought it in his uncle's name. Then he bought the house. Then I'm sorry, he built the house, and his lawyer decided that it was time for him to transfer everything in his name. And when he reached to the point of doing that, the uncle started time out till the uncle come and tell him, say he made a bad deal and the bank took away the house. Just to make a long story short. So me I look on him and me I say, "Uncle still have 2 foot they walk?" Him say, "Yeah, me not go do him nothing. Me I left him to God." And me I say, "But a big house like that and you just walk away like that?" And he must say, yeah, so it go, just to show you how family says. I'm just me like family and I just my mother and my sister. I'm say, all right, fine. Then him start say to me, babe, stack away some money, for my son. I'm stack away some money for my mother. And me say, okay. But me I say, to me say, why am I stack with money? But me say, all right, fine. It's time now, um, we're down into Christmas, and my mom invited him over to her house. And I had a second job at the time. I had two jobs at the time. My mom invited him over. She came and picked him up from my house, and then she gave him a spare car because she has car there. She just gave him a spare car and said, you need to start learning to drive. He drove the car over, but by
Why?
this time I realized he
It sound
really.
like mommy really love him, It sound like mommy really love
And
him.
I'll tell you, my mother don't like nobody I bring to her. Nobody.
People to hear that,
My
mommy give him
mother
a
give him a
spare
whole
car.
car. My mother don't even know if this boy can drive.
Mm. Yes,
My mother
yes,
just
Tush
say, here's a
Pumpkin.
key.
Yes, Tush Pumpkin. A whole spare car. And continue for me spare car there, yeah, cause mommy must really love him. Mm.
Yeah, so, you know, he said, babes, because I was at work, he said, babes, guess what? Mommy come pick me up from the house. And when I go over there, I tell mommy, say, boy, I'm ready for go over, because my babe soon come from work. And my mother said, okay, but I'm not taking you over. There's the key. And him said, mommy, you sure? And my mother said, yeah, man, take the key. Take the key. And him come over. But, I realized that he wasn't familiar with the road. So I started teaching him how to drive. And I realized I'm still try to go over on the other lane. So I have to keep him in track. But eventually he started getting acquainted with the road. Um so Christmas done now. We're in January, and I should go back to Christmas. Yeah. Christmas, we're in Christmas is a man where when him stepping outside, because he got sick. So he was stepping outside. Every time he go into the car, him just in him little skimpy summer shirts them and him jacket in his arm. And I keep always telling him, stop going outside. Just keep yourself well dressed before you step outside. He said, no, man, that's true because me just enter the car. Me don't need no jacket because the car already warm. And me tell him, say, no, eventually, you will catch cold. As you know, it him catch a cold hold him down for about 2 weeks. By this time, I quit my second job because he wasn't getting better, and me never want him get worse, and me never have any insurance to take him to the doctors here. And they don't have any free clinic where you can just take like immigrants and so forth, you know. So, anyways, that passed and gone now. We're in January because he got better. Bought him in Christmas I got him a tablet for his birthday, and then in January I got him a pair of shoes for his Christmas I got him a tablet for his Christmas, and then in January I got him a pair of shoes. He was very appreciate, some hug and kiss out of this world. All this time, because him got my mom's car now, him start take me lunch to work every day. So every day me I eat hot lunch, me start look round like Miss Piggy.
That's
I'm well
nice.
comfortable. Me I have my hot meal at daytime.
That sound good.
Yes, yes. Everybody start notice and telling me, no man, something wrong with what you eat.
Mm.
So, but by this time me I say, all right, him soon go up now and thing. Me start miss him. So we never reached to his due date for him to leave. So but me noticed he wasn't trying to gather anything, like trying to buy stuff for his son or try to get stuff for his mom. He wasn't trying to do anything. He was a little bit relaxed. So this time now, me with my jumpy self get my vacation time at work. So me now tell him, say, babes, me get my vacation time, and I think me want to go Disney, me and my son. Him say, that sound fun, I've never been there. I would like to go. I said, then when you leaving? He said, babes, no, say this month me feel left in about me, my original due date when me can leave the country. And I said, all right then, you want to come with me, would I put it at an early time and you could come with me since you never been there before. He said, all right. So we like me prepare the vacation time for April, and also me prepare the set back his ticket for that time also, so he could leave right after the vacation. And then me hear him did I make little speech again. I say how much. So my friend then drop out of Jamaica, and him not think he want to go back to them third world country, because it's so violent there, and him not sure. And him start to show me picture of Virgin when we just get lick out in Kingston. Him start, I miss down there, I look at him, and I start feel sorry for him, and I say, oh my God, I would not like you to go back down in something like that. But by this time, I realized that he wasn't saying anything to me about his business. So I turned to him, I said, babes, what happened? I don't hear you say nothing about the business. He said, no, man, I'm not like pressure you, I'm not like pressure you, but it's still a go on, but me I tell her, say, nah, run good, come I really did if you run it. So I say, okay, I think you would have share, because I did I tell him the whole of my life story about my job, who me hate, who me want to run over with my car, who me not want to do this and who me not want to do that. So I expect him to do the same thing for tell me. Him not say nothing about the business. One good day now, he went over to my mom. And when he went there, he always tell me so I can go in the tablet that I bought him. He gave me the password and everything. So I was just cleaning up the house and I sat down right in front of the tablet and I said, let's just stroll through this tablet. Yeah. First thing me go, I said, I want to see what Instagram message look like and I want to see what Facebook look like. Went through the phone, went through the tablet, never see anything that sparked my interest. So I said, all right, let me just look through the photos, see if him have no baby picture and them stuff there. Fortunately, when I opened the tablet, the first thing I saw was a picture of my ex-boyfriend that me and him had a conversation on IG. But this was not just a picture of just the guy. This was a whole picture of a whole conversation, like a 6-page conversation that he took. The way he took the picture, you could see that he had my phone in his hand and he took a picture of it. Fine. The next thing I saw was a picture of my passport, my Jamaican passport. Then I scroll through, I see another picture of my marriage certificate. And I scroll through again, I see a whole message from a girl.
Well, alright, as you know, this was just a recap and the story did not end there. It went on even further. If you want to find out why he had all those personal information, our passport pictures of our ex-boyfriend and conversations and all of that, click the link down in the description. It will take you to the exact video where you can listen in its entirety. If you like what you hear, make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss when we go live. Or you can participate and call in and stuff like that. Alright? Also, make sure to click the subscribe button over here so you don't miss the recaps when we upload them. Alright? Until the next Unstoppable recap, stay strong, stay motivated, but most of all, remain unstoppable.
Unstoppable.